Yes.
Hi, Mr. Abed. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am? How are you, ma'am?
Fine,
So nice.
fine. This is good.
So nice
The
to see
best
you, ma'am.
keyboard player of PSG College of Nursing is really missing you so much.
So nice. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Please.
So when I remember, I used to tell them that he was a good keyboard player and very, very, very naughty boy, very fast talking boy, all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am. It's all your
So happy
grace.
to see you, dear.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Please. Ma'am.
Ma'am, shall we start, ma'am?
Yeah, please, Purnima, go ahead.
So happy morning, sir. So happy to introduce today's speaker, Nurse Abid Nico, sir, who was alumni of 1997 batch. And sir has started his career as staff nurse, and currently sir is working as nursing superintendent in Sitaram Bhartiya Institute of Science and Research, New Delhi. Happy to have you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to respected ma'am and the organizers and dear students. I'm been trained by Desuda ma'am, and when she used to correct me, she used to teaches me, and she used to screw me up. That's a word I should say that when I didn't understand the meaning of it. But now sitting on the chair of a nursing superintendent post, I really felt that yes, ma'am was a very good mentor for me, and probably I was a grown-up boy because she didn't catch my ears probably, but otherwise she has done everything to correct me. Thank you, ma'am, for being my mentor, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, please. Today we are going to talk about organization of in-service education. But before that, I would really love to say that thanks to my teachers, especially few teachers I would like to remember, Ma'am Jesuda ma'am, Professor B. Leela ma'am, Dr. Lada Venkateshan ma'am, and Professor Leena ma'am, and my seniors who are there right now, probably the 4 batches who are working, who are studied before me. Rosalie ma'am is still there. She is working there. So thanks a lot to all my teachers, Shirley ma'am, Regimol Matai ma'am, Molji ma'am. So they are all of my mentors. Because of that, I am sitting on this. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Students, can you go forward with this? You can just raise your hands and you can say, we can go forward with this. Thank you. Thanks for being attentive. Okay, so in case I am very fast in my saying, I would like to request Ma'am Purnima to please stop me and say me, sir, you're a little faster. Is that okay?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we are going to study about, we are going to learn, we are going to understand what is in-service education, in short. Okay, so I have around 20 to 22 slides with me. And in this 22 slides, we'll be trying to understand what the book picture says and also what we understand in reality, how it happens in the hospital. Right. So at the end of the session, we'll also have few questions. And I would like to say one nurse, someone can volunteer themselves and come to the front and say the answer for it. Is that okay? Everything is okay? You can raise your hands, please, if you're okay. Students, can you hear me? Fine, good. So can you see me? Students, can you see me, please? Yes, you can see me. Thank you. So if I ask you if understand, you can just show me a thumbs up so that I'll understand that you have understood. Okay. So if anyone who didn't understand, you can slowly raise your hands and say me like this. I can repeat that point again. Is that fine? Done. Thank you. So I have made the slides little encouragingly for the youngsters, little colorful I have made so that I felt I'll get your attention of your eyes. Okay, so we'll start with this. First is that we need to know what is in-service education is exactly. Okay, now in-service education is it is the relevant course and activities in which the serving nurses may participate to upgrade his or her professional. Okay, so professional, it may be an improvement of their knowledge, it may be improvement of for their skills, or for their improvement of their competence. Is that clear? Now, in-service education is for the nurses. Means already a student nurse, she passes a nursing. It can be GNM, it can be BSc. She comes to the nursing profession, and this in-service education is given to them just to increase their knowledge, skills, and competence. The three things you need to remember: knowledge, skills, and competence. Is that clear? I'm fine. Okay, done. Thank you. Now, what is the need of in-service education? What is the reason for this in-service education? You need to know. Every organization, I'm working in a private organization, and we have a government organization. Very big hospitals are there, 1,000 beds hospitals, very big hospital, and we have a AIMS hospital, everything. All the institution would like to save the manpower. They would like to save the manpower. They would like to save the money. They would like to give a low salary, or they would like to reduce their expenditure and increase their income. Third thing is that they want to use a minimum material for giving a maximum quality of services or maximum supplement of services. The fourth one should be a method. Method is less number of people should be doing the single work, and minimum number of, that means a minimum number of people will be occupied with the work. Other people will be doing some other work. And next is they will try to use maximum machines, or PCS monitors. They'll be using a minimum, more number of machines and sensors, so that manpower is reduced. So this is what all the hospitals run for. So saying or non-sayingly, they want to reduce the manpower. They will use a minimum manpower. They will expenditure they want to reduce on. Material need to be reduced on, and the consumables will be reduced. Materials, I mean consumables, need to be reduced. Methods should be very simple, and they'll be increasing a machine so that multiple manual work can be done by a single machine. Is that very clear? So they have this. These are the 5 M's or motives of every institution which has been living in this world. Okay. Now, what are the needs of in-service education? Now, there are many needs are there. I have specified few needs. If there is a need for a social change, the example behind the social changes. Now, we have a hospital, and we have a ward. Now, in that ward, few change. For example, hospitality is less. What do you mean by hospitality? A morning wishing to the patient attenders, giving respect and talking to the doctors and working nurses. So if these hospitalities are less, then we'll try to have a social change. Next one should be an advancement in the field of medical sciences. If there is any advancement comes, for example, long back bronchoscopy was rare. Bronchoscopy was rarely done in hospitals, but now every hospital has a bronchoscopy. So when a new medical science, when something new technology comes inside, so we use in-service education. Continually hospital. Imagine a hospital where we have a nurse who's been working there for 10 to 15 years. Now, after 15 years, what happens? She will feel, or she will think that she knows everything of the ward. She will not even try to learn anything unless there's in-service education is there. Okay. So, for example, if you've been going to the government hospitals, their senior nurses. So what they do,
Sir, you're not audible, sir. Sir, please unmute your mic, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, sorry for the technical glitches. Yes, we were on somewhere this. So, next one should be a continual acquiring knowledge and skills. So for the senior staffs, it's very important. Next, when you go for implementing a new ideas, for example, uh, we use a system called HIS, Hospital Information System. We use a system called Hospital Information System, which is across all the units of the hospital. So if there is any new implementation of ideas comes in that, we use in-service education to train all the nurses. Now, next is maintenance of high quality of nursing standards. Okay, sorry. Nursing standards. So this is very important. In-service education is very important. So what happens is that when we repeatedly give a in-service education on a single topic or a focused topic, the nurse who has been working there, the nurse who has been a part of the team or a nurse station, she gets improved, and instead of drag walking, she can run and she can reach her objectives. As a part, another few more needs are there as a part of individual needs requirements. For example, a nurse who comes and who asks a senior staff that I've been working in ICU, I don't know how to use how to interpret the ECG. So in that case, the in charge teaches a subordinate nurse that how to interpret the ECG readings. So that she uses a technique of in-service education. In-service education will also fill the gaps between the implementation and the nursing skills. To change to in-service education is also useful to change or correct the long-held attitude of issues of employees. And it also helps to increase the productivity of the nurse. For example, nurse is there and she needs to manage 2 or 3 patients in a shift. When she is in ICU, she has to manage her ventilator patient and 1 patient and non-ventilator patient 2 patients. So in this time, what happens is that if she is not able to manage a critically ill ventilated patient alone, then there is a need that she need to be taught how to plan her work in her shift. So those all things comes in service education. This is also used for motivation of employees and to prompt employees also. And next, it is used for the growth of the organization. Okay, so you understood till now, till here, we are together? Yes, okay. So can you go to the next stage? Can you go to the next step? Yes, okay. So we go to steps of in-service education. Okay. Now, as I told you that this is been in-service education is given to the nurses who have been already qualified as the nurses and they've been coming to the hospital for the jobs, or it can be a nursing college, or it can be in a nursing institution. Okay. Now, what are the steps which they use for in-service education? Okay. So when we plan in-service education for nurses, first we take a circular or we inform everyone. You all got information about today's lecture on behalf of from the faculties. Did you all got the information? It was through a WhatsApp, it was through a call, or it was through a friend-to-friend, one-to-one person? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So next was next, once the circular is out, when the information has been given to everyone that there's going to be in-service education, there's a preparation of training. Training is done. For example, now I need to prepare my PPT. Probably your madam would have set a hall and she should have taken a Zoom platform for this. So all those arrangements are done. The third one is we arrange a pre-test. Now pre-test is just to understand that what was the knowledge of the student nurse, probably a participating nurse, before the training was given to her, and to find out what was the weak areas. Now for that we take objective type questions we have, or we also have we have a we have a PlayStation, we have something called workstations. So in that they'll perform this one. Next, the training is given. So the training is that right now what I'm taking a PPT presentation. I'm training you all through the PPT presentation. Next will be a post-test. Once the training is finished, it can be a brochure or a questionnaire which has been handed over to the nurses to find out how much difference in their knowledge has come after the training has been taken. So probably it should perform, a nurse who has been performed at least to 20 to 30% or a 40% in a pre-test should at least score 80 to 90%. 100 is the best, but at least to 80% in the post-test level. That shows that how much effective was this class or the presentation was. Once that is done, we take a feedback. Now, feedback is taken from the nurses who attends the in-service education, just to find out what should have been a best, how was the class, and what improvement can be brought in. Once all this feedback is collected, then the evaluation of the training is done. So these are the 7 steps which we do for the in-service education, for a single in-service education. And now it has been a part of a requirement for NABH or JCI accreditation. So these are the accreditation councils are there. So they also ask that every nurse who has been working in a hospital should undergo in-service education. And recently, the nursing councils are also asking for the training records of the nurses who have been working in the hospitals or the institutions. Now, what are the methods we give for giving in-service education? There are plenty of methods are there. Now, they say that there are 150 methods are available for teaching. Now, commonly used, I've taken few methods which we use it for the teaching. It is one-to-one teaching. Like for example, a senior nurse comes and talks to junior nurse. For example, a tray is taken for IV cannulation. A nurse walks inside to the patient side. Simultaneously, an in charge reaches there and she finds something missing there in the tray. So once she understands that something was missing in the tray, once the procedure is done or once the shift is done, the nurse who was carrying the tray was called out and she has been given a training, one-to-one training, that this thing should be available in the IV tray. The reason behind that is etc., etc., etc. So that is called as a one-to-one training. Now we have a PPT presentation. Currently we are in a PPT presentation, so you are aware of it. Next is animation training, video recording, which we can show. And many of the youngsters who doesn't like to hear, they like to hear, but they doesn't like to read books. Instead of that, they like to put a earphone and they used to ride a bike. They used to go for a slight sleep, keeping an earphone on the ears. So for them, animations, talking videos will be very good ones. Now, so we also prepare a procedure, small silly procedures, and we circulate in the WhatsApp so that the nurses can hear to this, and there can be a expectation of a better performance by the nurse. Next, we come to CC recording. CC recording is a compact camera recordings, and in that, hospital has wide range of cameras everywhere fixed. So when a nurse does a blunders or something like that, it's get recorded in a CC camera. As a nursing superintendents and as a head of the institutions, the seniors, they see the videos and they try to understand what's the problem, what is the real problem, and who has made a problem. So these recordings can be used as a training techniques, training instruments. Statistical reports given by a quality department or by nursing audits, which comes out, or by the workstations. Workstation is, we keep a small workstations in the patient area, and we say nurses to perform there. So that really says us that how much they perform and what really improvement needs to be brought inside. The common one is the drill. Like we have something called as main drills are there. So most common drills which every day happens is that code blue drills and code blue calls. Code blue, you're aware of a code blues? Yes, so code blues are the medical emergencies which happens in a hospital, and the medical teams are called inside rushed inside to the scene where it is actually required. So like that, there are more than a lot of methods are there. We can choose appropriate methods, which is good for teaching. Now, there are types of in-service education. There are many types of in-service educations are there. So recently, what we like is the there are these are the common in-service educations. It is called NAC 1, NAC 2, NAC 3. NAC 1 is called Nurse Adaptation Course. It has been otherwise called as a nursing orientation course. It is somewhere it has been called as a nurse induction training. So the same program, the says different names come inside, but it's a nurse adaptation course where a nurse, when she joins the institution, she undergoes for the training. So we divide the nurse adaptation course in 3 sequential steps. Can you are hearing with me? Can you hear me? Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
I can be heard, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. So NAC is nurse adaptation course 1 to 3. So we concentrate on a nurse adaptation course 1 on the nurses who are very fresh to the hospital. For example, they don't have any working knowledge in a hospital, but whereas they have finished a degree or they have finished undergone a internship and they're fresh to a new institution as a registered nurse. So this is used for them. They probably need a little more time to understand the policies and the clinical protocols of the hospital. So that is called as a NAC 1. NAC 1 is Nursing Adaptation Course 1. And 2 is for such people, 2 is for used for these people who is coming from some other hospital to hospital. For example, a nurse was working in hospital A, now she is going to come and join your hospital where you are working there. So she already has exposure to the environment of the hospital, the policies of the hospital, the standing instructions of the hospital. So all these things. So they may not require such amount of training like what nursing adaptation course 1 staff requires. So these people will require a half amount of nursing adaptation. The following are the 3 type nursing adaptation course 3. This is for the nurses who have been working in the hospital. Currently, they are working in the hospital, and suddenly there's a new department starts inside. For example, now there is neuromedicine is there, neurosurgery is there. Now there's a new beginning of a pediatric neuro unit. So in that case, few nurses, they will come in front and they will say that no, we would like to join this. I mean the new department which is going to come inside. So we give a nursing adaptation course 3 to them, so that the existing nurse will get trained for the new department which has come inside the hospital. Okay. Now the next one is OJT. OJT is called as on-the-job training. On-the-job training, I have already given you example saying that if a nurse carries a tray where there's some mistakes are there, so she has to be taught. That's called on-the-job training. We have called NICE, training called NICE, which is Nursing in-Service Education. Nursing in-Service Education comes variety of topics with, and we'll be dealing in the next slides what are those are. Then we have a nurse leader training program, and this is focused only to the in charges, team leaders, and supervisors and shift supervisors, executives, managers. So those level people are trained in leadership trainings. Next, we have a continuous nursing education program which has been running, and we have a nursing intra-departmental training. That is, nursing intra-departmental training is focused on a particular department. It is not for the common nurses, only to particular ICU nurses, CTVS ICU nurses, or NICU nurses, or ICU nurses, like that. Now, next is HBT, happening-based training. For example, we had a COVID-19 pandemic. So that time we had a lot of trainings on happening-based training. So that was what was the need of the time. Feedback-based training is now once we get a result that we get a meantime feedback from the patient, from the doctors, from the nurses, that one nurse is not able to perform. She's not performing well. When she's not performing well, the load of her is coming to the good performing nurse. So it's become a burden the nurse who is performing well is getting burdened because of ill performing nurse in her shift. So for this type of feedback comes, we'll just concentrate on this people, how to give them training. Next is training as per the individual request. If someone comes forward, as I told you, that's I want to learn ECG, or she says that can you teach me ventilator, or she teaches I want to know how to insert. We insert a central line also. Nurses intubate the patient also in this hospital. So in such a situation, when nurses are doing intubation, so few nurses, they come to the front and they say that, sir, can you teach us how to intubate a patient? So we teach them. It's a part of ACLS also, and we teach. Now, next is external training program. That is, we invite the company people, or we invite the scholars of nursing, and we say them to please come and train my nurses on this topic, because their perspective will be completely different. A person who is coming from an external agency will have a broader perspective of a subject than us, because we are staying in a hospital. Maybe we are not aware to what the world is thinking about. So we call them external. We call them and invite them, and we keep on external training program. So this all comes under that. Now, these trainings are being named. The same trainings have been with the different names. It is known in different hospitals. We have understood till here. Can you go for next slide? Yes, fine. Thank you. So now the next question comes, that how to choose a topic for in-service education. Now, choosing a topic for in-service education is very easy. It will come automatically right to you. It completely depends on the need of the institution. So that, and it also depends on the feedback which is given by the nursing superintendents, managing directors, consultants, the input and feedbacks, the incident reports and RCS. What is incident reports and RCS? What is incident reports and RCS? Okay, incident report is that if there's any problem happens anyway, we raise an incident or near miss. So once the one same type of incident happens in different places again and again, so what we do is that we'll have RCA for it. RCA is root cause analysis. So once RCA is done, the conclusion of this should be passed on to all the nurses. This is how it was done. This was a problem. So that also comes as a training. Then departmental specific training can be taken. Interdepartmental needs can be fulfilled. Implementation of new process, if it is available, that can be given nursing in-service education. Change in process, if any new process, existing process, if there's any deviation to that. For example, I'm talking to you from Delhi. Now, Delhi, we have a temperature recently which fell up to 4 degree or 3 degree. I have my colleagues who are in abroad, and their temperature falls to -5 to -10 degrees centigrade too. So the policies working in summertime is entirely different from the policies work in the winter time. A small example can be like a baby's weight to be taken. So baby's weight in summertime, it can be taken without a cloth, and in winter time that cannot be done. So it is taken with the cloth, and then the weight of a cloth can be taken. So a lot of changes comes like that. If any new equipments have arrived in the hospital, that has to be trained to all the nurses. Next, if any new department has come to existence, even that can be trained to the nurses. Audit report is one of the important thing where we take a points for the training of in-service education, guidelines, updates, any changes in the guidelines, research activities and the results, specific requirement by a state nursing councils or Indian Nursing Council. We take those points also, and we involve in the Indian Nursing Council. Till now, we have understood it here. Yes. Yes. Anyone with this one? Anyone? Can you go forward? I have finished a little idea about. I hope I have given a little idea about the in-service education. Would any of you would like to understand the slide again? You know the slides? Any of the slides, please? Would like to, can you go forward? Okay, we have, for the conclusion of the about training, we have understood that what is the in-service education. We have understood institutional need for the in-service education. We have understood steps in-service education. We have understood methods for giving in-service education. We have understood the types of in-service education and how to find the in-service education topics. Also, we have seen. Okay, before we go forward, you know what happens when you get trained again and again. A nurse, you have been fourth-year nurses, you'll be coming to the hospital thing, and hospital thing will be like it's a big ocean. You're going to come like a small sail. You're going to have a small sail in the big ocean. Once you come inside, slowly you will try to understand the symptoms, SOPs, and you will try to understand the things. Uh, when the people start recognizing you, they'll be sending you for the small courses. You'll be earning a lot of certificates with that, and these certificates will get added to you, and it will help you to go take a higher position in your institution, or it will give you confidence, and it will also talk in your department about your capacity and your capability to manage things. I have prepared a small animation video. I hope you will understand what it is. Can I play it for you? Why nurses should know A to Z of everything? Why we try to teach nurses everything? Because from a cradle to death, only nurses are the only helping hand available. You all feel proud about this, students? Nurses are from the birth until the death of every person. They know A to Z of each and everything. Okay, so we should be very proud about this. And you are the lucky people who are part of a PhD College of Nursing and been studying there. And I also got an opportunity. Thanks to Almighty God for giving me a chance. Thank you. Thank you. If any doubts are there, it can be asked to me. Can I ask you four questions?
Sure.
Can you ask you 4 questions?
Sure, sir.
Okay. So in-service education is focused on which type of groups? Nursing students or nurses?
Nurses, sir.
Nice. Okay, steps of in-service education. So once if you plan for in-service education, what are 7 steps should be followed? First, information should go on. Next.
Identify the problem.
Right.
Pre-test.
Right.
Training.
Post-test. Then.
Feedback.
And evaluation. Thank you. Thanks a lot for giving me time. I'm sorry for the technical glitches which we had in between. And thanks to respected Jesudha ma'am and Professor Meera Savanam ma'am for giving me this opportunity. I'm in privileged and I'm blessed by the Jesudha ma'am long back. Again, I'm blessed. Thank you.
Sir, we have two of our students to give a feedback, sir.
Please, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for spending time for us with your busy schedule. You have motivated us to participate in service education. You have given more knowledge about this. Thank you so much, sir, for this giving more knowledge to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So when we think about college, college is the second home for most of us, and where we learn beyond books. And also, finally, when we graduate and become an alumni, some may lose contact and some will stay connected. But coming back to the same college as a guest lecturer, where you had thousands of knowledge, is another great feeling. A very big warm thanks to you, sir, for coming here, for joining us, and for enlightening us with this knowledge of in-service education. And this has actually gave us a deep insight of knowledge about this, sir. To me manquest, sir. In French, to me manquest means that a part of us is missing. So of course you are a PSGN, and one of the part of the PSG is you, sir, and we are missing you, sir. And our principal ma'am has mentioned that you are quite a naughty student. So of course you will be also missing this PSG a lot, sir. So thank you so much for joining us, even though you are in a very busy schedule, sir. And also, I take this opportunity to thank our principal ma'am. A special thanks to principal ma'am for organizing this, and also the entire team for being a backbone and organizing this alumni meet, so that we can learn a lot from the student who once learned in the same college where we are learning. And also our students, a special thanks, because they are the stars of this galaxy. Of the galaxy of the college. So a special thanks to our students also for joining and for acquiring the knowledge which sir has taken. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.